last year, I think it was last year during the debate, you and I talked about this issue, and you had said that in the third trimester, a live birth must be attempted under New York state law.
I believe that that is actually under the acceptable medical standards.
Can you point out to me where it would be, what section of law? Because
No.
I've truthfully been looking and can't find it, so you don't know where it is?
Not that. It's after in the third trimester, it is up to the physician who is performing the abortion to determine if a live abortion can be effected.
If a live abortion?
A live birth can be effected.
But you understand that's exactly not what you said last year in the same debate. You insisted that in the third trimester,
it's because
state
it is
law said, wait a minute, let me finish, please. You insisted in this debate last year that state law required a live birth be attempted in the third trimester.
Under the standards of the common medical professional standards, which are controlled by state education, the standard procedure is to, where possible, attempt a live birth. It is not in statute.
Not in statute, yet you insisted last year that it was. In public health law, are you referring, but you can't tell me where it exists, you just think that it does exist. But you can't point me a section of law where it actually says that it exists.
Correct.
And that's correct. Because I don't think it does exist, Ms. Glick. Public health law 4164, would you be referring to that by any chance?
I don't have that in front of me, Mr. McLaughlin.
Okay. But it does say that when an abortion is to be performed after the 12th week of pregnancy, it shall be performed only in a hospital and only on an inpatient basis. Those laws that that law that I'm reading, and there's more to it, but the law's database is current through 2014. Yet in New York, that does not even occur because we have abortion clinics all over this state. So even there, we're not even upholding our own public health law.
I am advised by counsel that part of the section 4164 is rendered moot after the partial birth abortion ban.
Okay, I accept that, but where does it say? The federal partial birth abortion ban?
Yes, which controls, and which, if you look at line on the second page, line 3. Nothing in this section shall conflict with the partial birth abortion ban codified under 18 U.S.C. section 1531.
Okay, so nothing in our current up-to-date section of public health conflicts with the federal partial birth abortion ban?
Correct.
Okay.
And this would not change that, sir.
This would not change that. Okay.
That's why it's specifically on second page, line 3.
Okay. And also in that bill, though, it says when an abortion is to be performed after the 20th week, a physician other than the physician performing the abortion shall be in attendance. And we talked about that last year, that there had to be another physician in attendance to take control of and to provide immediate medical care for any live birth that is the result of the abortion. So there is no attempt that I can see here for a live birth. It's just saying if the abortionist fails and the child luckily survives, at that point, the second doctor has to step in and provide care.
That's your characterization, not mine.
Well, I'd say it's an accurate characterization. If there's, in
And I
fact,
would not, so there we go.
if in fact there's a live birth, if, as you contend, that a live birth had to be attempted, the only reason a woman in the third trimester would be there is either to have a C-section or an abortion, or else she would not be at that hospital or at that doctor, I would think, right? Otherwise, she'd just be continuing with her pregnancy.
I don't subscribe that that would be the only reason. Somebody could be there for tests. I mean,
Oh, yeah, a checkup. But I'm saying, I'm talking about getting back to the point that you've insisted on in the past, that a live birth had to be attempted. Seems to me that if we're attempting live births in the third trimester, we're going to be successful about 99.99% of the time. Wouldn't you agree?
no. I think that there are many circumstances and conditions in which damage to the fetus might make it impossible for a live birth to be effectuated. Any number of circumstances. That is why I choose to leave it in the hands of physicians and not legislators, because we could come up with lots of hypotheticals, but doctors are actually dealing with reality.
But you just said that might prevent a live birth from being effectuated. I'm talking about being attempted. A live birth, in this scenario, from what I can see, there is no provision that a live birth be attempted in New York State in the third trimester. And you, by your own admission, cannot point me to a section of law that says a live birth must be attempted in the third trimester.
1 McLaughlin, 0 Glick.
I'm not trying to win. I just think that it is a valid point that needs to be brought out, that there is no requirement that we attempt a live birth in the third trimester. Thank you, Ms. Glick. Mr. Speaker, on the bill.
On the bill, Mr. McLaughlin.
For the reasons I just stated, and for many others, I am opposed to this bill. I think that there are many, many protections for women in New York State. Like it or not, New York leads the nation in abortions. We are under no danger. Roe v. Wade is under no danger. And if, in fact, it was, this legislature, I would assume, would act immediately to rectify that situation on the state level. Just as we acted before Roe v. Wade ever became law, New York's law was in place, providing a woman's right to an abortion. So we are in no danger here. I don't understand the rush to do this. And like I said earlier, if Roe v. Wade was under fire and in danger of being overturned at the federal level, which it clearly is not, this legislature can, would, and definitely would act to rectify it. I'm opposed to this bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.